Hey guys, this is Nivedit here, also known as Macro Traveler. Most of the people here would know me. I've been blogging for 11 years now, doing full-time blogging for the last 5 years. So I basically write more on lifestyle, travel and food. So this is my category.
Hi, I'm Monica. Like Nivedit, I've been blogging for a very long time. We call ourselves dinosaur bloggers. And I think I started about 12 odd years ago. I used to write a personal blog which slowly moved into food, and then I went back and did a couple of courses on food and moved into food consulting. But still a large part of my work is writing about food, influencing about food.
So I've been with the media for almost 17, 18 years now, but I see a big change, a huge change towards, the .com and blogging and social media, and I've obviously jumped into the bandwagon and also do my blogging on the side.
So since we were talking about the whole food writing landscape and how it has changed from like one well-known food critic who's sitting and deciding the fate of restaurants to now so many people who also have a voice. So how would you say, what are some of the other ways, or what are some of the nuances of that, how the food landscape, food writing landscape itself has changed over the past few years?
I'll start on that. I think probably it's a very controversial view to take, but I think food writing is almost dying. That's what is happening in the current landscape. I mean, you can probably count on fingers, in spite of having many food influencers across the country who are actually food writers. Mm-hmm. I mean, we look at our own feeds. If you look at many food influencers' feed, there is hardly any food in them.
So like Monica said, basically you don't have any constraints or restraints with the content you're going to put out. And you can also revisit the place and other things time and again. So I can go to the same restaurant. Maybe I didn't have a great experience the first time, but after 6 months, I go back and I still have a good experience. I can write about it on a positive way. And also be very unbiased of the kind of content you're putting out. So one of the big issues which we have seen is generally the brands don't understand what they exactly require. So restaurants, for the matter, most of the time they look at, like I said, they look at engagement, they look at reach, they only numbers, they look at number crunching, and they also look at instant gratification. Like they want instant results. We do a campaign now, they want the results tomorrow. They want people walking into the restaurants tomorrow. That's not going to happen because social media is not meant for that. It is brand building exercise. It's like you doing an advertisement on TV, right? When you do it on TV, you can't gauge it immediately, but you build the brand. You build a top of mind recall.
Just to add, I think most of them are not understanding the difference between sales and marketing. We are not generating leads for them. We are not.
We are not salespeople.
Yeah, we are not generating leads.
Yeah, so. And also, even when it comes to Zomato, people keep that as the benchmarking, saying I need to have ratings. So if a blogger or an influencer comes there, they say, by default, you'll have to give me 4 or 5 stars, only then we'll invite you. So that's how it works. I don't think that's the right way of going forward with influencer marketing.
I want to ask like one last round of questions from my panelists.
Thank you. Hi. This is more on not really the question as such, but from a perspective that you guys just spoke about, how things are dumbing down right now, and I think a lot of people over here, chefs and restaurateurs would agree with me that there's a lot of new concepts that we all try to introduce, but I think influencers like yourself and I think more than reviews or more than ratings, I think knowledge sharing is something that we really need. More than putting it down on a thing saying that, okay, this was good and this was bad. Because when we create menus, it is catering to a larger set of audience as well. So like you said, Monica, it was more on you like something and you don't like something, which is absolutely fine. So I think from bloggers, can we expect something?
Fair enough, and I'm totally with you, and I hope that happens. And at least from my end, I can say that I try and do that, but I totally agree with you. That is what I touched upon initially also, that we have to bring in the story to the table.
Right.
We should not just say, I went here, I ate this, I like this.
Yeah, because
it has to move beyond that, and it certainly has to.
Yeah, and also we see some of the brilliant restaurants closing down who have some brilliant concepts, and we're not really getting through to the people. And that, I think, is just lack of knowledge, in people. I think rather than ratings or writing on what is there, on what this thing is, and photographing it. I think that's really the gap.
I think that's where we need to work together, because
Absolutely,
it is
yeah.
not just, and I understand why that happens also, because 90% of the time when I go back and write, there is a feedback from the PR, oh, your pictures were not like this, you didn't do a Zomato rating. I'm not on Zomato at all. So the first thing someone invites me, I say, if you're expecting a Zomato rating, I'm not coming. So, but I think that understanding needs to come from both ends.
True.
If you are looking from Zomato ratings, you have a different set of bloggers or a certain type of people you invite. If you want a slightly more refined understanding of it, you invite a different set of people. And that needs to work from both ends, ours and yours. It has to be a mutual thing going forward.
Right.
Absolutely.
So this
Thank you.
evolution of tastes will only happen when, all of us get together and develop those tastes and help evolve that palate. Thank you so much, panelists, for a great discussion.